Howdy everybody. I pray this video finds you blessed. So this week I have a piece of Magnolia. I roughed this out back in March and decided that I would try to turn it into something. The Magnolia is really nice because it doesn't crack, at least with my experience. I've put these stored away in my woodshed several different ways. A couple of them I put Elmer's glue on, just regular old white watered down Elmer's glue. Some I put wood glue on to seal up the end grain, and then others I would just put solid beeswax on it. And none of the pieces that I've been experimenting with have cracked. Other woods didn't fare so well, but the Magnolia is really nice because it moves, but so far I haven't had any pieces crack on me during the drying process. I sanded this groove and put sanding sealer on it just so that way when I put resin in, it would help eliminate the possibility of bubbles later on. These are brass rods that I ordered from Amazon for knife making. I got a kit with several different sizes and thought that would be really cool to try to put in some projects or incorporate. So I'm kind of using this project as a test for some other ideas I have for some other projects. I sanded them down really good just so the glue and the resin would have something to adhere to. I pre-drilled holes and set them in there because it would be a lot easier than trying to fool around with them falling over. So I felt that that would make them more stable as I added my glass bubbles. Oh, and I cut the rods with my hacksaw. I don't have a particular pattern I'm following. I'm kind of just throwing them in randomly. The next project I decide to do with these in a rim, I will probably put them in more on a pattern. I just felt that there was kind of a lot going on, and putting these in random, it was, I don't know, I think it would look better if it was, done in a pattern. These glass bubbles I got off of AliExpress. They do come from China and they take a little bit, but they're only like 97 cents for each little packet. They come in, I think, 20 different colors. I may be wrong. They're really, really cool, but they're definitely not something you want to put in a project where you're going to be hitting with your tools. They are glass, and setting them in resin may cause them either to shatter or the resin to be under a lot of stress and shatter or crack. I didn't want to test that theory. It's just my assumption of what things would happen, so I decided to obviously make my groove deep enough so they would sit right down on the bottom. I used Total Boat's fast set resin first, one because any of the gaps between the brass rods and the wood would get filled and wouldn't cause any air to release during my final fill. And also if you fill these without putting anything to glue them down, not that they'll float, but they could move around or shift. and that's aggravating when you're trying to get a nice even spread and you're not trying to pile it too high. So that's why I use the fast set first, and then after I got those all put in there, I use the slow set and let that sit overnight. I'm sure if you used carbide, it probably would cut this brass down just fine. All of my carbide blades are very dull. Plus, I didn't want to risk hitting that brass and causing the resin to crack, since I only let this sit 24 hours, or cause any damage to the rim that was unnecessary. I felt that sanding it down would probably be best, and it didn't take very long. I used a 40 grit sandpaper to sand the brass down to the level of the resin, and then used my regular sandpapers through my grits. I'm using Brad's Workbench sanding paste. You probably have seen me use it before. It works really well. I like the texture of it. I get a lot of emails and messages about how I like it compared to mine or other abrasive pastes, and I feel that it does a fantastic job. It does just as good as my own abrasive paste with my several mixes. On resin is where you're going to really tell the difference. My friend Michael from Epps Creations sent me over this white abrasive paste that's really extra fine, and I decided to use it just to see if I could get an even more polished final shine, I guess, on the resin and the brass pieces, and it worked fantastic. Thank you, Michael, for sending me some of your paste. It worked fantastic. And if you guys are interested in both of the Brad's Workbench abrasive paste and the tongue finish, which I really, really love, and Michael's abrasive paste, I'm not sure if he's selling it. That's something you'd have to contact him. I'll put the links for both of them in the description below, and you can go check them out. It would help if my camera would focus that close up. When I first started turning bowls and using a bowl gouge, I got several catches, and I ended up just putting my bowl gouge down for a couple weeks. It was so intimidating, and the catches were pretty scary, especially as a new turner, that I just put it down, and I was scared of it. So, you know, my stubborn self that I won't allow things to beat me, I picked it back up and had a conversation with bowl gouge. But in that time of putting my bowl gouge down, I watched videos and realized that I wasn't presenting my tool to my piece, my work, properly, and that was the reason why I was getting the catches. Now, I don't know where everyone's struggle is at and what they're doing wrong, so it's hard to diagnose why you're having issues hollowing out unless someone's staying right next to you. That's why it's really good to join a club or find somebody that's near you that can help you with some hands-on suggestions and seeing where and how you're going wrong in order to be able to correct you. But I slowed down the beginning of me starting this bowl out so you can see how the tool is being presented to the wood and how actually slow and how slow that process actually is. I attend an online woodturning club. It's worldwidewoodturners.org. You can go there to find out more information about it and how you can attend. It's completely free. Our club is full of amazing people who have awesome ideas and are so helpful. So pop on over and check out Worldwide Woodturners. We meet on Wednesdays. Eddie Castellan is the main host of our club, but everyone is more than welcome to join in. We have demonstrations and time where we can ask questions. It's a wonderful community, and everyone there is more than happy to help and help us all grow in our craft that we love so much. Howdy everybody, I pray this video finds you blessed. So this week, look how beautiful. They're really small bubbles, little glass bubbles. So it's one of those things that's really fine details, like real small kind of details. Something that I guess you just have to browse at for a little bit in order to really tell that they're glass bubbles. And the brass pieces are, I'll put the links to all the stuff that I used in this project down below in the description. The brass rods I got in a kit with brass, aluminum, and steel. They're for knife making, and I ordered a bunch of them because I had some ideas on throwing them in some projects, and this was one of them. I think they turned out really cool. I just love how that turned out, and those little brass pieces just kind of give it an extra pop. Of course, by themselves, the glass bubbles by themselves look fantastic too. This is out of Magnolia. The tree was cut down sometime, I think this year in February, and then I cut out some blanks in March and had them sitting since then. It is finished with food safe. Obviously the resin isn't food safe, but you're not going to be putting food, you know, eating food right off the rim. It's a food safe finish. The white abrasive paste that I used on the rim, mentioned in the video, a friend of mine, Michael Epps, he has a YouTube and Instagram. I'll put the link for his stuff below. He made that paste. I don't know exactly what's in it. You'd have to contact him to see if that's something that he's willing to share with you, or if he was willing to sell it. I don't know. I don't have any of that information for you, but so thank you, Mike, for sending me that abrasive paste. And don't forget to check out Brad's Workbench, his amazing abrasive paste, and his tongue oil finish. That's what I used on this piece, and all of those products are food safe. So that's that, and it's beautiful grain and has some spalting going on. I love how this looks like, kind of like the tips of maple leaves in that grain, that pattern that's going on there. That just looks really cool. On another note, I have a prayer request for a fellow woodturner, friend, and brother in Christ, David Adamson from Adamson Woodcraft. If you haven't seen his work and you haven't subscribed to his channel, you need to go over there and do that now. He has amazing work, and he's an amazing inspiration to me and many, many others. Those of you who follow him know that he fell out of a tree about a month ago, 30 feet high. He is lucky to be alive. Praise the Lord for that. Anyways, he broke his back and his hand, and he's at home right now, healing and doing well, but it is tough. He's not able to do a lot of things. Anyways, I would like for y'all to lift him up in prayer for healing and strength. If you haven't subscribed, go over there and subscribe, like, comment on his videos, watch his amazing work, and that will truly help him out as well while he's away. And if the Lord puts it on your heart, I had him set up a PayPal donation link. I'll put that in the description below, so if you feel inclined to send a little something to him to help him out during this time, that would be wonderful. I spoke to him the other night. He's very appreciative for all the love, the prayers, and everything that this wood turning community has done to lift his spirits and to just let him know that we care and love him, and we're all thinking of him during this trying time. I pray you have a wonderful weekend. Take care, and God bless. Cat. It's not my roosters, it's my cat. So this week we have a beautiful kitty cat. This is my squirrel Hunter. Huh? Say hi. Good night. Oh my gosh, he's so fat. He must have been catching a lot more squirrels than I know about. Okay, good. Quiet. Shh. Hey, stand there and we'll just whine at me. Go tell the roosters to be quiet. Shush. Chasing acorns. Okay, good.